like bees.
So Steenkamp here, fighting out of Crayon BJJ in Johannesburg, originally from RGA Cape Town, or Henzo Gracie Academy in Cape Town. My earliest memory of Jiu-Jitsu was at a Friday night Shabbos in Steenkamp with my good friend David Serembok, seeing some cauliflower ears, asking him what it's from, and kind of explained to me that he was now rolling out of Gracie Bar, or then Gracie Bar in Cape Town. I didn't really know what the difference was, so I just typed in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Cape Town, and up popped Henzo, bro, and popped in for a trial class on the Tuesday, bought a gear and never looked back. So obviously there's the competitive aspect of it, so I've always been super competitive. I played high level rugby for a long time, played high level soccer as a kid for a while, and kind of looking for the next thing. And obviously Jiu-Jitsu is super competitive, it's super aggressive within its own right. It's controlled aggression, but there is a level of aggression and testing yourself. So obviously the competitive side, testing myself against the best, watching guys like my teammates, Martino De Silva, Johan Dill, all these guys like pushing themselves, trying to get better. It also motivates me to get better, bro. And when I'm driving in the car on the way home, like thinking of guys training and getting better, it motivates me to get better. I don't want to be shit at jiu-jitsu, bro. It's pretty much, I don't want to be shit at jiu-jitsu, and I don't want to be that guy that, oh, he got that belt, but he doesn't deserve that rank, So if you read my bio in Crayons, getting my brown belt is a bit of a weird time for me, and it's something that I've worked hard at like attaining that level, and I think I'm there at the moment. So yeah. Obviously, when I compete, I compete to win. I don't just compete to compete, right? There are some guys that do that. That's not who I am. When I'm coming to win. I kind of had a feeling you'd ask this question, so I've been thinking about it over the last couple of days, like driving to training, driving home from training. Two different mindsets, like one an aggressive, one a passive mindset. I remember standing with my dad once, and my dad said to me, you only get one shot at life. Okay, so you got to do what makes you happy. And for me, it's daring to be great, right? So I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but I don't really care who I roll or who I compete with. I just want to be great, and I dare to be great. Sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. But people remember your name when you dare to be great. So that's kind of what I want to do, and I want to be one of the pioneers in this country for jiu-jitsu, and I think I'm on my way to doing that. Look, obviously there's, for me, there is a risk and reward. Obviously, like I've got I think at the moment, like in South Africa, I've got a high-profile name when it comes to competing. So guys want to beat me. So there's that risk associated with it, but you can't win all the time. I mean, the reward for me is competing, winning. Like I know there's a 10K prize up for grabs now, but that doesn't really matter to me. The money's neither here nor there. The reward for me, being the best, being a pioneer, being one of the guys that people talk about, and that I think comes winning and losing. I come to put on a show, so yeah. So being a leader, look, I think I've always been like a natural leader. Always, one of the first guys to step up and compete, like you mentioned earlier. Like, I don't really care the weight classes, who I'm competing against. I'll jump in at any time. It's not a problem for me. Bigger, smaller, generally bigger. This gym, I think you can see we've been open for a month. It was yesterday. We already got 34 members, so we're doing something right. There's a great feel here, there's a great atmosphere, and I think it's attributed not just to me but to Dill and Johan leading as well. All three of us compete, all three of us are high-level competitors, I think, considered in the country. It's an important thing, but I think it's more important that they see me stepping on the mat, competing, putting myself out there. Obviously I'm going to win, but I think it's more important that they see I'm putting myself out there and leading from that aspect rather than just winning all the time, because not everybody in the gym is always going to win. There is going to be heartbreak, there is going to be disappointment with guys, but that comes with the territory. I've been through some, even when I've won, disappointed in my performance, not happy with it, and then obviously when you lose, I competed really well but I still lost. So I think that's I think it's more important to lead from that aspect than just showing up winning. I think it's more important to lead from a getting on the mat every day. Yeah, so obviously the higher you go in terms of like ADCC and AJP, the less roles you have. But I mean, I'm in the gym all the time, so I'm kind of ready all the time. It's just a matter of a few tweaks and tightening things up in certain places, lengthening the rounds. I mean, I'm pretty fit. I mean, even off comp, I'm in the gym every day. So I mean, I haven't really been off comp training since the beginning of the year, since the first Sub Kings. After that, it was straight into the AJP, and after the AJP, it's been obviously setting up here and straight into this camp here. So there's a balance that you've got to have. Rest days maybe at different times, maybe less rest days, but it's not much different for me, to be honest. I just step on the mat, do my thing, bro. Based on my size, I'd say there's 3 names. Okay. Obviously, Cam and I have had 2 fights in the last couple months. The first one, obviously I came out on top. I didn't feel like I rolled particularly well. The second one, he came up top. I felt I rolled a lot better. So I feel, him and I are kind of 1-1. So there's always Cam. Cam's an amp. He's a guy that steps up all the time. I have a huge amount of respect for him, and I like to think he has the same for me. Big, strong guy, good game, good jiu-jitsu. Obviously, JP's a big boy, obviously experienced. And I'm talking from my aspect here, not from the other competitors, right? So he's a big lad. Also been doing it a long time. Been fighting MMA for a long time, so obviously got the BMT when it comes to jiu-jitsu, because it's obviously not getting punched in the head. And then I think a guy that a lot of people kind of found out relatively quickly what he was about, but I knew what he was about, is Tian Khabo. So obviously Tian's amazing story, had cancer, came back, but man, the guy's a savage, to put it bluntly. The dude is an absolute savage, and in terms of all-around game, it's probably Tian, bro. I have a huge amount of respect for Tian as well, and for the rest of the competitors. Obviously, it takes balls to get on the mat, but Tian, I don't think enough people talk about him. I think more people should talk about him, because that guy can literally step on any mat and be a problem for anybody. High tempo, I'm going to bring it to you guys. I'm going to win. It's what I'm coming to do. So I think guys can expect high tempo, good jiu-jitsu, non-stop action, and yeah, I'll be there, bro, ready to do my thing.